In this video we explore the Tobi Ukemi, also known as the soft breakfall. It may seem quite different from the forward roll, but in fact they're quite closely related. Let's find out what they have in common and what really makes the difference. So at first I'd like to explain two key elements of the Tobi Ukemi. So one is the reaching arm, your swinging arm, and the other is the arm that goes underneath you. So both are very important because they make your upper body already go forward and turn, which is critical for the Tobi Ukemi. In case you don't do that so much and you still execute a Tobi Ukemi, it's not bad. It only means that you probably don't have such a soft Tobi Ukemi and you will land a bit more heavy on your arm. So let's start by doing a Mae Mawari Ukemi. In Mae Mawari Ukemi we touch the ground with your first hand. So we have a support on the hand and we roll diagonally over. Then we could also execute a Mae Mawari Ukemi by focusing or engaging our second arm, swing arm. And you will notice that this will change the dynamic of the Mae Mawari Ukemi. And as a last step, we can skip the first arm, not touch the first arm on the ground, reach with the swing arm and roll over. To skip the swing arm needs a lot of courage, and at first it's not an easy thing to do, and there might be even a risk of injury too. To get there slowly, you can just at the beginning avoid touching the ground, and then as you fall into the roll, you can start touching the ground with the first hand. But you should think about your second arm, your swing arm, and have the intention to go as far, to turn already as far as possible, tilt your body, rotate, bring your swing arm as far as possible, and have this mindset of doing a Tobi Ukemi. But still you can support yourself on the first arm. And a good way to go there, a good approach would be to first touch very soon, and then as you feel comfortable, you can start to skip the first hand. So it's basically a forward roll without the first hand. So you do everything more or less the same, just without touching the first hand on the ground. Of course, there are many elements that are needed for a Tobi Ukemi, and normally when you execute a Mae Mawari Ukemi, a forward roll, you don't emphasize the swing arm so much, and it stays more in front of your body, compact, rather than going behind you. So maybe that's of course a difference, the arm that comes up and wants to touch the ground. But other than that, the feeling is very, very similar. And then also another element that is very helpful and not really done in a normal forward roll is like pulling back your front foot. So if you keep your foot where it is right now, it works for a Tobi Ukemi, but it kind of is an obstacle. It's in your way a little bit, and you have to execute the Tobi Ukemi more forward. By pulling back the foot, you create some space, like a hole, to fall into. And your upper body gets space and can naturally fall down, fall into the movement. So doing this helps a lot too. And then of course being relaxed and pulling back the foot and emphasizing on the swing arm and skipping the first arm, and then you basically already have the Tobi Ukemi, a soft breakfall. And you can add some speed to it if you feel comfortable. That's basically the framework of a Tobi Ukemi. So I hope you could see the similarities between the forward roll and the Tobi Ukemi, and that its framework is not very, very different from each other.